Dawoud Bey's Harlem, USA situates black people at the forefront of American life, without exploiting blackness. The images produced by an artist of African descent removes the predisposition to distortedly group blackness under one preconceived label, as typically produced from the gaze of white supremacist capitalist patriarchy. There is no other in Bey's work. There is only us. The people in Bey's photos are protecting their communities in each of the images. There is no room for an outsider to operate within black society without making it past these multi-generational gatekeepers. The images construct notions of cultivating the resources of the black community from within to allow the community of individuals to thrive as representations of the experiences that they are living, rather than representations of a life that is being experienced. The shift from the passive to the active confronts not only the direct people of Harlem, photographed in the years 1975 to 1979, but also black society in the United States. Titling his project Harlem, USA, geographically positions the city of Harlem in the larger context of America, and considers what place black people and communities have in the United States. Harlem, USA looks at geography as not being merely bound to states and cities. It is a system that places values on locations based on population and size, and arbitrary naming of land and space. Bey puts Harlem at the forefront of America, larger than New York City and larger than New York State, and directs focus onto the black people and not solely their location. Bey challenges notions of geographic superiority by replacing the conventional ordering of city followed by state followed by country. As America grew to acknowledge race struggles of the era through nationally focused ideas, it is Bey's images of the communal resistance in black society that command attention. Bey's use of doorways and fences as framing for his photos addresses matters of privacy in the community, despite the public nature of the photographs. The struggle of black people and black communities in the United States involve issues of daily life, and when it comes down to the core of the political and social battles of the era, it affects the privacy of the individual. However, it is a struggle that is fought in the public realm. Bey's photos are all taken in public places, where the community is most seen and represented, but also where it is most complex. The dialogue the photo subjects have with the viewer engages one's spectatorship, as they look at you with the ultimate authority of who is let inside. The reversal of the historic domination of black people, even within their homes, especially in front of the camera, works to empower, engage, and mobilize the black people. This recurring theme of gateways is consistent in this piece as well. The word police addresses the institution and systems that insert themselves within the black community, under the guise of protection and safety. The elderly woman at the front is the challenge to those practices, by standing in front of the deceptive barrier, as the reality of the matter is, it is she who serves to protect and ensure safety. The way the black community has survived is by the naturally forming systems of cooperative community that are created from the inside by means of shared experiences. The black people have been forced to live their life within the confines of white society, and to allow for the people to thrive, they must live their lives within black society. Through the woman's stance, the power of the police and its barricade are diminished, and the woman standing behind the wooden post is not being restricted, but rather a symbol of who it is that is within the gates. Using the machinery that has been used to consistently segregate and subjugate the black people in a unifying manner is the backbone of maintaining blackness in the United States, as depicted in Dawoud Bey's Harlem, USA. Bey's work does not merely document from a distance, but he connects into the lives of the black Harlem residents. His status as an artist of African descent positions him in a unique way, allowing for objective photography. The traditionally invasive nature of photographically documenting people of color within their community vanishes in this project by means of form and content. Bey uses black and white photography during this time despite the emerging developments in color photography, considering that in 1975, much color photography was seen on the exploitive pages of National Geographic. The young boy leaning on the wooden barricade is serving as the ticket master in front of this movie theater. The medium of film, as shown in theaters, have a tumultuous relationship with people of African descent, moving pictures being the final frontier of various forms of entertainment that maintain distorted representations of black people for a white audience. He's still on the sidewalk outside the theater, a public space that would not be within the theater's jurisdiction, yet the boy is preemptively setting up resistance to those attacks, as if to say, "Not in my theater." Youth serves as the image of the future and next generation that can take these representations and shape them in a way that considers the lives of black people as the subject and not the object. The man in the photo is seated amidst the surrounding pejorative text, with meanings constructed by white supremacy to control and misrepresent the lives of black people. The disturbing intrusion of these texts into this black community that Bey photographs speaks as a signifier to the outside systems against which black people must work to resist. His age and the words are a reminder of the history that plagues the United States in which Harlem is located. The gentleman, however, is aware that the black community cannot exist within a vacuum, and is poised and ready, and understands the need to combat the outside forces. However, when the terms are placed into the community, they become powerless in the image, as is clear as to how they were constructed and can subsequently be deconstructed. His positioning is cross-legged and his cane to the side is not the typical stance of confrontation, but he is aware of the power the black community holds against these ideologies and terms by not allowing them to pierce the lives of black people and the black community, and it is through this that these terms and meanings fall apart. In this image, the way in which the light falls on the woman and the two boys leaves a void in space between them. This physical separation points to the generational distance between the young boys and the woman, but the photograph creates the space for shared experiences in Black America. Focusing on the woman first, she stands in the familiar position of guarding the gate in her neighborhood. Similar to the gentleman in Fresh Coon's Wild Rabbits, the older woman represents those who have lived through more of the historic domination of their people. The image is the example of who black society is working to protect, and not who they are working to protect from. This moves focus back onto the mechanisms of opposition black people in America can use against systems of domination. The boys passing by have their backs to the camera, as they are not the primary subjects of the piece, but they are the product of what this powerful community is working to create for blackness in America. Dawoud Bey's Harlem, USA is a documentation of the ways in which black people engage with themselves and their community in the United States, in the midst of the complicated past and present of race in America. The images exhibited work collectively to create a method by which blackness prospers in the face of dominating systems and hardship. The public exhibition of these images provides insight into the most internal workings of communities of color. Although these photos are of the people of Harlem, their meaning resonates for blackness everywhere.